Well, we are up. Everything's lagging. We're up close again. It must be the 100 mysterious subscribers that just joined the channel out of nowhere. Never a good sign. People are saying, "What do you mean, Bruce? 100 subscribers is not a good sign." It's the same subscribers that have been joining and unjoining since February. And I like proving it. I was able to prove it. Hi, everyone. It's Close Bruce. Zoom in Bruce, you can call me, because that's what StreamYard likes doing. It likes zooming up on me. And, makes it hard for me to readjust the whole setting here, my big studio, the table and the green screen, and the mic. Took me 6 years to get a leather chair, get my name behind me, and to get this hat. No, not the hat. The microphone, the Yeti, to look more professional. But aside from that, what is more important than looking professional? Actually having some real UFO news and some real work, research being shown to the people have not seen. And that's what this channel does, because I was lucky enough to capture many sightings on the moon and infrared sightings here in the sky. Bad allergy today. I was going to have a hard time coming on, so I said I'm not going to come on, but I will anyways. And when I leave the screen once or twice to fix my eye, to splash some water on it, that way we get to have the stream, and that way you guys get to run off to the bathroom when Bruce stands up. I know you do it anyways. Put the volume up. Listen to me while you're on the can. Make you shit. Sorry about that. Didn't want to say that, but I know I do some. Star Hunter. So 97,486 subscribers. Now I just got 5 more. We're up to 90, 91, 92. And you watch after the stream, they'll roll us back. They'll rickroll us back, which I allow them to do. But the thing that they can do is produce UFO videos. That's the hardest thing for a troll to be able to do. Star Hunter, greetings from the beautiful Rogue Valley. Thank you very much. A new amendment. Are you all excited for the new amendment? There's still people saying nothing's going to happen. Well, it's too late. You've been proven wrong. They've already spoken about there being alien bodies. They've spoken on News Nation, right? Whether you want to watch News Nation or not, there's, what's his name? It would be Mr. Coulthart, Ross Coulthart, that is and has been interviewing a long list of whistleblowers, by the way, which they are waiting to get their clearances accessed. And, they need to have their clearance access eliminated so that they can speak out. But the new amendment, the Declassification Bill, which Capitol Hill, the Senate, Congress, they're going to force the Pentagon, giving them not 6 months anymore. Actually, it could, 300 days is the amount that they just gave, that they have the mysterious associations that are operating outside of the U.S. government. I know the U.S. government, once they know that information, they're not going to tell you. Of course not. They're going to tell you enough not to horrify you, maybe just enough to give you the heebie-jeebies. We can say that there has been some events with extraterrestrials that have not turned out very well, and that is part of the horrifying secret. I think it's a bit logical. I think it's common sense. Now, what would be the reason for an alien to harm or to take the life of a human? Now, that's the real story, right? That's the real story. If I go down to your planet and I'm not from your planet, and I am a bringer of truth, of knowledge, of friendship, and you run out through the woods at me and point your gun at me, I will rip your head off. And then I'll go back to my planet and no one will know. The government will turn around and say, these aliens are really bad. They're ripping heads off and everything. It's inevitable that there are many types of alien beings. And I'm going to stop saying alien and I'm going to call them beings, right? Religious or not, we should all be able to, both the religious and not religious, all the way up to the atheists, to agree on one thing. It's that we're all created somehow. Now, weren't we? Whether it be natural or not. And that God that everyone through different cultures and different belief talks about is the same person or same thing. The ideal is the same. The idea of God, no matter who he, she, it is, alive or not, or in essence or not, or, I think it's beyond our comprehension and understanding. So that was the trick of the U.S. government and many other countries, by the way, because British military are very invested in UFO researching. So you could be sure the Unidentified Aerial Task Force and possibly the Unidentified Aerial Joint Task Force that exists right now as a frontal organization to hide the real data. Do you think it winds up, like they say, in data? No, it's, there's a problem inside with the amount of people that touch a private email. Goes to one person, that one person sends it off to another. They all have group email friends that can see all the information going by. And that's the problem. If any of you think for a second that there's not a good person inside of the FBI or the CIA, I'll leave it at that. I doubt it. I doubt that there's not any good people inside of the CIA. If not, we have a serious problem. We have to abolish the three-letter associations immediately. So an interagency battle going on the inside. And this amendment, do you know why they brought this out? Well, if you have been listening to the UFO news very recently, only a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago maximum, the government changed laws in the way military personnel and pilots and even higher ranking military officials can come out and talk about UFO testimonies, right? Or to talk about anything secret. The secret retrieval program, that is what people want to know about. I don't think anything else is going to be scarier than that. If they tell us, well, they're coming here to eat us, whatever. I got some bad neighbors, It doesn't impress me hearing someone say they're going to come here and eat us. We all know they can cook us like charcoal briquettes without having to come down to the surface. And the higher they are with knowledge, the less they're going to be using their hands now, won't they? Right? Well, that's our mentality, but possibly, right? There's more talk about another person. This was on Y-Files. Once in a while, I like watching Y-Files. I love the guy, love his videos. And Hicklefish, of course. But the thing is, often he gets me, which is good production. He does his job well. Starts off, you think that there's going to be something alien involved and related that's going to be declassified or disclosed. And you watch the video, gets to the end of the video. Turns out it's a lie. Oh, son of a bitch. You gotta, it discourages me. I'm saying, well, but again, take it with a grain of salt. You'll always hear a story. Then there's a hypothesis. The guy that's telling the story or the girl that's telling the story is going to come up with this hypothesis as to why that would happen. Like for me, speaking of David Grush, which by the way, he is the one that forced Congress and still forcing Congress to not eliminate this clearance, but to eliminate it for him to speak in court. So they're actually going to pass a bill, the declassification bill, which is an amendment. Amendments, you Canadians or any of you in other parts of this world that are not familiar with the Constitution and with the amendments, well, we've been hearing a lot about the amendments, rights and protections that have been taken away from American people. But now these people inside of the military want to bring stories out. They're worried about their own families and children. If aliens are coming down, in theory, malevolently doing something to harm humans, do you not think the agent on the inside is going to discreetly, immediately try to communicate with someone on the inside that has the same fear as him? And then from then on, well, you're going to get, some people sticking to each other, holding each other and supporting each other, but they're all afraid to lose their jobs. They're all on the verge of retirement, and the high-ranking officials have been coming out and speaking out. A lot of people don't realize that the government's never going to tell us anything. They can't stop agents from coming out. Luis Elizondo's story continues on. We'll be talking about him also today. It's a very big part of the secret also. This guy's a biologist. This guy's on the ATIP, right? AATIP, which, by the way, he and his story, okay, and the videos that were leaked is not even because of Luis Elizondo. Luis Elizondo did not want to leak any videos out. He wanted to have it added to the data so that people that were working on secret UFO retrieval programs, well, maybe not that one, but people that are working on secret programs for the U.S. government would have access to seeing those files, the 2 or 3 videos of those UFOs that Luis Elizondo brought out, not the ones from Jeremy Corbell, the Fleur and the other one, right? Tic Tac and the information about the Tic Tac. Government confirms that the Tic Tacs are real. The Tic Tac is real. They have it in their possession, by the way. We have lots of alien vessels in their possession, and it's alien. Whether it be alien to us or alien out of this world, those are two different things. And they're saying it's alien out of this world, that it's not a human that made that device. So there's more than one type of aliens that are maybe interacting with Earth. This is just hearsay. This is not even, it's theory. We may never know. I get it that we're not going to know all of those things, but there's a lot of things that we already know just now. Test. It says my audio doesn't work. It's not muted. I know you're hearing me right now. Okay. So we're back. I was going to just say, Dennis, the Menace, thank you very much. Bruce, you have my clearance. Say whatever and show whatever you want. Love you, man. Love you more, Dennis. Thanks, bro. Thanks for coming by. Ramo is here. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dennis. Force is strong here. Other account. Am here a long time. Right on. Yeah, I know that lots of you have problems with your accounts yourselves, and sometimes you come or you change the names or whatnot. Greatly appreciated. Chip, how's it going? Chip Snyder, did you see where John Lear showed there were 3 alien beings visible, 2 grays and 1 praying mantis, the window of the famous Turkish UFO filmed between 2007 2009. I did not know that, Chip, and I did not know that Mr. Lear had mentioned that, but I will definitely go back and look at it because I know exactly what video you're talking about. They showed it last night. I have to go back and watch the rest of it because I watched about half of it this morning. So yeah, awesome, Chip. I will go back and see that. Did they talk about John Lear in there? I wish they would. I wish they would. I had a chance to meet John Lear. Maybe John Lear's daughter, when she writes his book, is going to put me in the book. Maybe as a fraud. We don't know. But John Lear was in contact with me. It was a bit surreal. And I think for me, the more exciting things happen to me, the more neutral I react to it. It's just like, really? Wow. Weird. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Hold on. I need to smash that like for for our hero. Bruce, thank you so much. I'm not worthy. I appreciate it. Jose, how's it going? Thank you very much. Or if not, Jose M. It can go many ways, depending on what country you are from. The force is strong here. It was the first thing I called my community, and still is, the force. The force strikes back sometimes. Right on, Dennis. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see all of you. Thanks for being here. Pantha, whatever happened to those Sinus Iridum Bianchini crater structures? Haven't seen any update on the location since those super old claims 5 years ago. Well, I did more than NASA, didn't I? I showed them many a times, Pantha. You're wrong, unfortunately. And the only thing that you sickening trolls have on me is that, hey, Bruce, I loved your UFO sighting in 1897. You guys are fucked up. You guys are fucked up. I got more UFOs around the house, Pantha, but I don't see you here very often in the comment section. Anyways. So that's, you now actually remind me of John Lear talking like that. Hey, when are you going to reproduce? Why would the fuck would I reproduce a fucking thing that I already posted online? When is NASA going to reproduce new images of the Apollo 19 fucking lying landing? Wake up, pathetic. I mean, Penta. You know what the most maddening thing for you trolls is that Bruce doesn't get offended emotionally, and you'll never be able to. I've made many of you bald. I've made many of you depress. I've made many of you fight with your family members, maybe even bitch to everyone that you know around you because you're just so mad with the way Bruce responds and replies. If I don't get any views, I'll be showing the sinus irritant more. As a matter of fact, next video, I might even show it again. So if you're not government, which I know you're not, why would you not want somebody to talk about aliens or structures on the moon? What would give you reason to hide that aside from you being bald and overweight in mom's basement? You know what I should do is start a troll channel to put them in their place because trolls have never really had a knack with me. Vinny, how's it going? Elizondo is a government plant. Could be. Could be. We never know. Trolls, Lisa. I am Caius here. The people of USA are resilient. Jewels of Southern Oregon, thank you so much for being here. Love you guys. People of USA are resilient. We will overcome the insanity of our government. Oh, yes, you will. Fauci, he's out. He's done. He's gone, long gone. Right? Gates soon, hopefully. Everyone should do like his wife did to him. Leave him. Mix Mayhem. Oh, wow. Hope it's in the more. It was 4 years ago, by the way, that sinus irritant image wouldn't want people to, to not get the right information. The sinus irritant, the first image of sinus irritant was as nice as that one either. This weekend, I'm winging it. Right on, man. I'm burnt. I don't know about you. I had a just draining from looking up the information online. I had to go get another mother of a passport, again, a black box, because the other black box stopped working again. Many hundreds of videos and footage and a whole lot of stuff again. I got like 10 black boxes there, but hey, that's how it is. Vinny, thanks a lot, man. You guys got to look at the new videos. Stop lingering on the old videos. There's lots of new footage here on the channel. But again, Bruce isn't here to be run. Bruce is here to expose the moon without getting killed. I showed it once. I showed it twice. I showed it 3 times. You got to find the second time I showed it. The third time I showed it. As a matter of fact, you guys remember last week? There's a fuckhead like that talking. When last week I showed the 3 years of sinus irritant angles that I was able to get. But people don't want the truth. Oh, no, they do. And that's why you're here. People really do want the truth. That's what I thought. The subscribers are going back down. So we're back up 97.5, but then we're going down back to the 0.3, which that's my fault. It's a smile. It's the way I interact with them. I was really mean to the trolls. I don't blame them. You got to laugh in life, guys. Every race is a battle and you can't win them all, right? And if you're upset because you don't win a race, you're not going to enjoy racing. So you got to accept to lose. You got to accept to be wrong when you're wrong and admit to your wrongness. That's what you have to do. The trolls will do so one day, admit to their wrongness. Where did you go? I'm back. I just beamed up onto the ship for a quick couple of minutes to get myself a hot cup of Moon Mojo. I know. They change me. They come and they put kazoo in place. The reason why I'm wearing a hat is because I didn't have time to put any hair on. My makeup was too quickly done. Greetings from South of Florida. Never be ashamed in what you believe in. Hopefully it's something good you believe in. But when you believe in something that you believe is right, that it's good for others, don't ever worry about what others think of you. because that's the goal. Back in grade 2, that's how it was. Okay, well, if we weren't talking about our noses or glasses or big ears or big guts or something, that's how kids are. But we see on YouTube there is, I think we can admit it now, there's definitely a mental issue where some people, I'm not talking about the people that are mentally ill that go on about their lives. I'm talking about the psychotic, crazy people that are deliberately, not taking medication and just going all over the place. And that's why we see a whole shit show here sometimes. But in general, I developed this channel with you all, and it's just an incredible family that we have here. We have a lot of fun. I don't get that many trolls here anymore because they all get blocked, and it is nothing more annoying than opening another channel, right? So, happy Friday to you. I am Kai. Thanks a lot, man. Let me know how the week goes, brother. How the weekend comes along. Right on, Roger. I'm back. I've been beamed up to a ship. This is a fun channel. When I disappear, at least people can stick to the UFO jokes and whatnot. Back again. Hey, what were we just talking about? Energy, Lisa? What's that? What? Yeah, it works. Thank you, Nicole S. And thanks for being here, Nicole. 515. The great disappearing Bruce, come back. Loud and clear. Thanks, Chip. Right, you guys. Johnny Fives here in the house. The real Wayno agency interference. Yeah, you got to love it. Whether it be something that's going to help us or not, you got to love that there's an interference inside. You guys know it. The governments are a lot more immature and childish than us, guys. Like, fists will be going this week or this month in the White House. You know that, right? I mean, they got cocaine in there. They got everything in there, which, by the way, the Secret Service closed down the investigation because they said there were no fingerprints. It was normal. It's only the Biden family that walks in there, but, it could have been there a long time ago, right? Because you guys know it. Cocaine addicts often lose their coke, right? No, I don't think so. And I don't think a cocaine addict is going to bring something in the White House and then run away and leave it there saying, I hid my stash, unless you maybe work there. Maybe it is Secret Service person that's doing the coke there. Who knows? It's all coming out. It's all coming out. Good afternoon to you, lover of the Lord. Are you going to give a little try, lover of the Lord, this evening to see if that link works? We can try it directly from here. Post the link. Try to come on. We can do some tests. If that doesn't work, you can come on right after. And we're not going to wait till the end of the stream either to do some tests. At one point, I promised, hopefully there'll be no regrets. Atlantis is found. Also wanted to come on. We'll be doing that very shortly, soon. So stand by. Be patient. Atlantis is found. Don't forget, we looked for Atlantis all of our lives. We're about to find you soon. So hang tight. Wi-Fi spoke about it last night. The Turkish, I laugh like my grandfather. Wi-Fi spoke about it last night. The Turkish UFO and John Lear's photos. So I have to go back and watch the rest of that one. Which one did I watch? Maybe it was a different one that I watched. I watched the one that's talking about the alien Ingrid, or Indrid, if I'm not mistaken, Cold. A man, smiling face, that came down, interacted with people from Lanulos planet, which they're naked on their planet. I'm jumping through some stuff here, but it was very interesting. It really was interesting. A lot like the story of the man from Venus, right? That could have come here. Ever notice that they're very human-like? Okay, remember that. Remember that they're very human-like. When we see something like, what's his name behind this board here, Kazoo, my Roswell alien, it's maybe not something that was born and that was maybe born in a test tube or something. It could be a race that they manipulated and turned into that. It could be frogs that they made become bigger, I don't know, and ripped off their genitals. By this point, if you're not following the UFO story, you're going to be lost when people start talking to you about what's going on right now, because it's crazy. The agency interference, an interagency battle that is going on right now. It is absolutely magnificent. I'm happy it's going on. I know some truth is definitely going to come out. So the ideal is that the high-ranking military officials are not they're not able to say anything without getting their careers or lives harassed or threatened. Pentagon is working really hard telling all the people that are going to be coming out with testimonies not to speak out. The reason why the declassification bill ever happened, it's because they took off the possibility for declassified videos to be declassified. They made it harder for people like American citizens, which are using the Freedom of Information Act as an American citizen, to have the right to be able to declassify some videos pertaining to not just UFOs, secrets, a lot like the John F.K. secret that just came out. Do you have any idea why that came out? It's because someone on the inside brought it out. Always a whistleblower on the inside trying to bring truth out to the people on the outside, because sometimes what's going on the inside is too much to swallow. Imagine being an agent knowing that people's lives are in danger, in theory, and not be able to warn the world. But these guys swear under oath to do their jobs and to abide by the Constitution. But they're not. Like the FBI isn't, and like the CIA isn't. Like what they're doing to Trump. And listen, I'm remaining neutral, whether you like Trump or not. Biden, you're not allowed to go and arrest Biden without proper mandates and without passing something through Congress, without having an arrest warrant. The FBI, do you have any bloody idea how many people the FBI or CIA have been interviewing, arresting, probably even killing without anyone knowing? The question was asked by a senator to this one of these whistleblowers. He says, so like 3 million cases, you don't remember any of them? You don't remember any of the 3 million cases, the 3 million times that you guys illegally did something, all the way from the assassination of a president to, Robert Kennedy died too, eh? Gotta wonder about where he went after that. Was a coincidence? I don't know. Well, Robert Jr., right, is running for president now, is coming out with a lot of information. It's he has a definite chance just by who he is, which is considered the royal Kennedy family. Royal. But it affected the world. Kennedy affected the world in good ways. It affected it in bad ways. I got a lot of people that come here, don't even like him, and say that guy did this and that guy did that. I'm always leaving the benefit of the doubt that you guys and gals can be right. I'm just saying, in general, an invasion, a coup. That's what happened way back during the assassination. Now this information is finally out there. If I was to mention it before, I would have gotten a strike or, maybe even have the channel closed down. They closed my Facebook down because of that. I talked about Robert Kennedy that was going to be coming to talk about wanting to be a president and what happened with his father and this. So, the FBI and the CIA are being dismantled. That's what's happening. They're right in there, and they're going up to the high officials, which are holding back with, I could name a whole slew of frontal organizations, even just right up to the DARPA, WEF. There's all these organizations that they're opening. The minute we had a first UFO report, they had already opened the Unidentified Aerial Task Force. It was ATIP. Then there's a hearsay of the Unidentified Aerial Joint Task Force. Come on. I mean, that's a real joke when you think of it. We're okay, right on. Got you. Yeah. Right on. Thanks for being here. The force is strong here, man. For that long. I appreciate that. I've done some stupid things in life, but I never invested in TTSA. Well, see, that's the thing. You named the right association. It is TTSA that I'm talking about. Oh, they'll get some input. That's for sure. Right on, Patrick, Switzerland. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. CERN running this morning? Yann, comment ça va, mon frère? Merci beaucoup, man. However, run for your life when the force strikes from the rear. Oh, yes, 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 yes. No picking up soap bars. Keep a tight ass. Stand in corners. 1 week into my carb-free diet. Thank you very much for letting me know that. I'm still fasting, guys. My scale is broken, but I will be reweighing myself either way into the 220 pounds now, maybe even a bit lower than that now. I'm really, really happy. So congratulations, Hauser. Thanks for the inspiration to get started, Bruce. It is my pleasure. You know, a lot of you aren't bigger than me. And if you are, well, be encouraged. The bigger you are, the more you lose. I was 300 pounds, guys. Not going to hide it. Just April 12th. You know, wearing a medium hat now. Had to bring my shoe size down, my pant size down. Went from size 40 plus jeans to now wearing 36s. So yeah, life is great. What'd you say? Do 40 plus size jeans really exist? Of course they exist. People use them when they lose their weight, like I'll be using to cover my car in the winter. Won't have to put those pants on anymore. Maybe a table mat, or maybe your pool in the winter, your tarp's ripped and you want to put on a nice pair of jeans around the pool, which is plenty of room. Roll up the couplings after the legs. Richard, thank you very much. Yes, they are real. I've had the chance to see some type of weird phenomena or vessel, but absolutely, it is real. What's up, my brother from another mother? Force Disclosure 818 in the house. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ramo. Further, Bruce. You must go further. You know, I was starting to think, I said, maybe that was Joel Burgess that was with me that day. No, that was the funniest thing. And me, I love accents. I love Irish accent. I love the English accent. I love all accents. And he had an awesome, awesome Pirate of the Caribbean accent. It was awesome. But he was telling me, looking at my research, which has got thousands of images by this point, he sends me an email of his friggin' video, guys. Hilarious. He grabbed someone else's video because he told me that's not my video. But he said, I just wanted to show you what people are not talking about. So he grabs this other guy's research. He over zooms it. He saturates it, makes it his own, adds his little name on the bottom and said, this was never shown that way before. A lot of people do that with my work sometimes. I just get a UFO. I show the UFO going by the moon. Next video, I get into it, right? Already people grab the first video. You're not even close enough. Get in so we can see what it looks like. Then he gets it in and saying, this is a video from Bruce Sees All, but he did not get in close enough. I've remastered the video for him. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Seriously. I like all the hype. Thank you very much, Walt. I'm looking good. Thanks to you all for the inspiration. That's why I am. I feel good. Thank you, Jules of Southern Oregon. I'm happy you do. And I hope, you know, if some of you have not seen it yet, I hope you will enjoy the infrared footage of seeing. Listen, Jules of Southern Oregon, I am so lucky to have the lights reacting the way they react. I see lots of UFO videos where it's always just a light going by. I've had them stop. I've had them appear, disappear, shoot out lights, streak across the sky, leaving the depth of the field in front of me and split in two. Just beautiful, beautiful chance to be able to see all of that. So the government can talk about sensor errors. They can talk about anything they want. It's making them look a little silly. Honestly, you must have heard what they're saying. Now the military is saying, hey, you and your sensors, get over the sensors there. You know, if I film with the infrared camera in my house, how come there's no sensor problem? It's funny, the house can always be filmed, right? With no sensor problems. When somebody's filming a light in the sky, oh, well, that refraction could be, you know, this the sensor, it's fucking up the image and stuff. No, it's not. No, it's not. The government got caught. You guys got caught. And I could tell you that the government who is forcing this private associations that are doing UFO retrievals, like for since like 1857, okay, Who says it's not the government pretending that it's not them and they're using a frontal organization? That would be a false flag. And that's what I believe. If ever there's a false flag, I believe quite simply that's what's in progress. For the government to not know about retrieval programs, that is bullshit too, because they're dropping out of the sky. And if the government's hasn't seen one of them, that's a lie. Use common sense to bullshit lie that they haven't seen any. We look back at the Roswell story. They retrieved the craft. What do you think the craft is? It's maybe in bunker, Area 51, S4 bunker. It could a hangar. It could be at the famous base close to Roswell, where they would have held the alien bodies inside of containers, by the way, would have put them in dry ice. They wanted to know what's going on. They wanted to know how to conserve a body in the desert that had spent many days in the sun. So it's not their first time retrieving UFOs. One, is it because they're shooting them down? Two, is it because they're lost and they're trying to land? Or is it because there's a war outside of Earth and a protection where anyone or any type of vessel going by is getting shot? Duh, they're talking about debris. Sorry if I'm lagging, guys. I can see it. They're talking about debris in space. Okay. Just a couple of years ago, even last year, there was 20 to 30,000 objects. Now went up to 60,000, soon to be over 150,000. You got larger objects smashing into other objects, large and small objects, and it's creating an incredible debris field. We've destroyed everything that's around Earth, right? So they're worried about these satellites, that they have to continually change the satellites' trajectories and directions. So they have to use that little bit of fuel that apparently is in them, right? Again, not good what's going on, but it makes sense that they're just hiding, that it's ramping up. In other words, they're not going to be able to hide anymore. When you go outside and you see at night explosions in the sky and vessels being downed, that's it. It'll be out of the bag. They're not going to be able to do anything or say anything anymore. They're going to, and get ready, get us used to UFOs. They're going to show us the first UFOs, which are going to be human UFOs. And maybe that's what we've been perceiving and filming for many years around us. The extraterrestrials are probably not going to have flashing lights on their vessel, like the mysterious unidentified flying object that I filmed recently coming down. They're not going to, divulge everything, but they're not going to be able to hide everything. Roger, thanks again. Smokey here in Alberta, 10 plus, stay inside today. Yeah, air quality is going to be bad, my friend. Hang in there. You said it, the Rio Bueno. Quite simply, we were not invited to the moon party. Maybe somebody was, though, from Denmark, and the government lies like a dead rat. Ramo, thank you very much. I know it. Denmark, there's another country that is well involved in I believe, in a retrieval UFO program. I believe all these countries, all the ufologists in all those countries, and I don't think it's ufologists, I think it's over ufologists, right? Because if not, they would be asking me all about these vessels. Like, what do you think that is, Bruce? No, I don't think so. They're not going to be asking ufologists. They're going to be asking a secret elite association that is interacting monetarily, maybe through trade, my gosh, maybe even politically. Can you imagine having aliens here on Earth that are already involved in our politics? I'm not impressed. It's not going to impress me, honestly. How could that be something that make me flip out? It's probably going on right now. 122. Let me go down here. Mr. A, thanks a lot, Elias. Crazy Music Space Jam. Brother. Yes, it is, Ramo. 14-inch Celestron CGXL 14 HD telescope. $1,200 to $1,500 for the HD to get an even nicer, clearer image. 14-inch telescope. Beautiful telescope, works very well. I have a Nikon D850 that I put at the back of it for max zoom. There's nothing we can't zoom into, that's for sure. And quite simply, my friend, by slowing down the footage and by doing what I've been saying for like the past 7 years, because I'm finishing up 7 years of research in August, guys. Next year, I'll be starting my 8th year of research, and I'll be doing this full time for like 5 years now, I think. I have to go back and look at that. Since 2018, I've been doing this full time. So if you're here, the thumbs up, I really appreciate it. It's a free channel. I get a lot of support, contributions, and stuff here. It's a great big help. But if you do want to help by contributing, and all you have are thumbs up, it's a lot. Give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, I suggest that you head to my most recent UFO video and let me know in the comment section if I was bullshitting you on my research being exclusively only shown here. I show some pretty crazy stuff. Living organisms, they started talking about it last week. I have chills on the moon, in the atmosphere, also outside of Earth, talking about living organisms, biological living creatures, right? Ace of Space. Boy, some of the trolls had a hard time accepting my own opinions. I could only imagine if I talked about religion. Oh my goodness. Why are people like that? I don't know. I honestly don't know why people are like that. If you're not offended by what someone believes and someone's wrong about their belief system, why do you get so mad at them? Maybe I could be wrong, but I'm not going to hold back on the fact that I've had some spiritual encounters. I've seen some stuff that I'm sure not a lot of people have seen. Like I know a lot of people have seen some stuff that I've never seen, but that's how it is. We're chosen for some reason to see certain things. It could be because of our past lives. And again, I can't mention it enough. You have a major trauma. I lost my dad, my grandfather around the same time, and it was a big trauma, an adjustment with the family, my mom and everything. And what happens is a doorway opens up because something happens in your brain, and it could be your pineal gland. It could be whatever you want to call it. There's light that reaches that pineal gland through your eyes, and something happens when somebody dies or when a traumatic event happens during an accident. Maybe you had an accident, near-death experience, and for whatever the reason, you see shadows all the time. There's something that happens that is related to frequency. That's the secret. Frequency. God is frequency. God is vibrational energy. So are we, because we're created in the image of the one who created us, whether it be him, she, or it. It doesn't matter to me because I respect all the opinions on God. I mean, God is a term that we fight about, quite simply. If you believe in him, talk to him. Never mind what anybody else says. That's what I say. Meditate, go within. There is a whole universe within you. Richard, you're right about it. And for whatever the reason, I had that chance to do like astral traveling in the house, traveling around. It's not because I said I'm going to leave my body. I was young and I was dragged out, and I'd move around, or with my subconscious, or pineal gland or soul that was just leaving my body for some reason. There's another side wherever before I came here, I was somewhere else. Something else happened before I came into this physical world. And I think a lot of us are changing socks and shorts continually, where we're meeting up in these lives again and again as, boyfriend, girlfriend, enemy, allies, maybe an alliance, best friends, brothers, sisters. I believe in that. There's some religions that believe in reincarnation, right? The Buddhists and other religions that believe in, reincarnation. I think there's an interesting point to it. I like all the interesting points in all these different cultures, and I got much respect, nothing but respect for all of them. I don't have to believe in what they believe in, but don't spit on any religion or culture. Go get all the information that you can. You're going to see it's a lot more similar than we think. Little change sometimes changes everything. Thank you very much, Darla. I appreciate that. OBX Arms in the house. Thanks very much for being here, man. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well said. Wait, sorry. It was just a little bug. My bad. Thank you, OBX Arms. Thanks for coming back, man. Thanks for being here since the time you have been, and thanks for the contributions, bro. Everything you guys do to help this channel grow. Hey, back, man. Nolarino, how's it going? Christy Lindsay is in the house. How's it going, Christy? Nice to see you. Yep, little cloudy for our friend OBX. Here too, man. Major clouds. We had sort of a twister. I was seeing twisters form and come down to the ground. This is second year only, and I think it's happening. We are going to see, a lot more tornadoes starting here and some weather phenomena. That's for sure. those of you interested in the sun, I was looking at it this morning online because it's not my sky. It's hiding. Very bad. A large sunspot, several sunspots, way bigger than Earth, are facing us right now. The negative flux, so that's just the intensity of light coming from these sunspots. Negative flux is M2, M1 something, I think. So it's high enough there. There's M flaring going on right now on the sun. There is a volcano that they're talking about on the dark side of the moon, which is the sunlit side. Don't know why they call it the dark side, but they tell us everything opposite. Talking about a volcanic activity. They admitted there was a core there, and they're talking about biological organisms. And what's going to happen? They admitted there's water. What is next? They're going to show sinus irritum for our friend that was so disappointed that I only caught sinus irritum 5 years ago. Do any of you know why sinus irritum was 3 years ago? But do you know why? Do you know why I was able to get a beautiful shot like that? That's right. Earth was the closest it will ever be in your lifetime, in my lifetime, as of that date, 217. Yep. Look up to see how close the moon was. And the Terminator line was right on sinus irritum and got an amazing shot. I've shown the shot over 3 to 4 times, 3 different years. In 18, and 219, and 220. Last time I showed it was in 221. So when you see a jealous troll coming by here saying, Bruce, when are you going to get another shot of that 11-year-old building that you have, which, I was born 11 years ago, dumbass. Biden ordered our guys to active status, by the way. Yeah, and well, the clearances, they're going to have to allow David Grush to speak out, and all the people that are being interviewed on News Nation from our friend Ross Coulthard. Hopefully it will come out. Oliver Klein, thank you very much. Bruce, they came out to replace my air conditioning today. They got it ripped out and only to find the floor is, oh shit, rotted underneath the furnace. Now I have to wait to have the floor repaired, and I have doesn't matter, bro. I love you, man. I'm here. I'm not going to let you down. Come on anytime. We keep mentioning it, and that's okay. Whenever you can, and you don't have a day that you have to come on. You come on when you want, but do keep us posted about that, man. I'm really sorry about that. Damn. Interesting. I am Kai. Aussie Sue is here. Hello, Bruce, and everyone from Queensland, Australia. Thank you so much. Got a beautiful gift from around your area. Just last stream was talking about it. It's quite the beautiful gift. I'm already writing in it. Recyclable fruit pages. Imagine. Beautiful, soft, thick leather, more thick than they put here in Canada. A notebook for my messages and stuff like that with brass ends right there. Nice leather from Tasmania. Recycled, completely recycled. I thought it was just absolutely awesome. And that's the person that sent me that was from Aussie. And I got some amazing support from Australia. I got a lot of people here, my friend, from Australia, Aussie Sue. So welcome and thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Soon to field mud. Oh, so that means you might be experiencing a lot of water or floods or rain. Wishing you the best. Aussie Sue, thanks again for coming in. Hardworking friend Christy. Yeah, we're sending you some energy, brother, so that things will go well. The floor will be fixed properly and well. Don't get too discouraged about that, my man. Play to remain in because no prez has been replaced during war as of yet. See, that's the scary part, man. So in other words, he has been replaced, and they're even talking about on the news, Biden is already replaced. He's just sitting there, tripping over sandbags, bashing his head. A lot of people say, oh, it's not nice. It's not nice to laugh at someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. Of course not. What the hell is he doing here? We're laughing at him not because he has Alzheimer's or dementia. We're laughing at him because he is a racist bigot. I saw what he said about black people in Congress, putting them back in chains, guys. Hope you Americans, my American friends, have heard that. And a lot of people, should be ashamed of voting for some of these people into the presidency. But yeah, that's a very interesting thing. We have a prime minister, I am Kai, that was actually removed here because he was really not doing his job. But again, it's not something that is usually done that you ever see. But I'm watching. I'm on the fence as to what they're going to do with Biden, but I know it's going to be a hell of a shit show. A lot of hiding. Look what they did with the Secret Service. You could be sure they don't need the cocaine story. They probably made a deal saying, oh, listen, we're leaving. He's going to be out, Then they're going to say, so who are they going to bring back? Big Mike, Kamala Harris, the alien green smudgy ball drinker, Hillary Clinton, Clintons. They doing the trafficking. Driving everyone around. That's what they're doing. The Clintons. Worst devils you could ever know in the history of America. Once you start really finding out what all these people are doing, by the way, not did, they're doing, right? Obama, biggest ass I've ever met. At the beginning, I wouldn't have said that. First black president was certain things that people were encouraging America. People were proud of America for having overstepped those boundaries of racism. But how come when it started looking like everyone was not racist anymore? I'm not talking about the idiotic white or black guy that is always racist. We're going to always have racist blacks, always racist whites, right? Or I can say it the other way around. There's always going to be racist whites and racist blacks, whether it be black and white or white and black. I felt even offended talking about a black and white screen now. I go, black before white. Okay, black and white. As a matter of fact, when I play chess now, I let the black start first, instead of, hopefully I have some black friends laughing at that because it really is just a big joke. There's not one race that is more racist than the other. It depends on how you were raised. And I'll judge people on the character of themselves, their own characters. A lot of crazy for sure. You're real. It's why we love you. Rose, love you even more. Thank you very much. Heat index is 117 at my house as lover of the Lord. Right now, when it's going to dry that floor, when the sun hits the front of the house, I'm in trouble, I'm afraid. I'll be worthless to have some kind of interview. Sorry, no need to be sorry. You still will be okay in a couple of days, but do keep us posted, my friend. Always welcome, man. Let's go, everybody. Hello from the UK again. Thank you very much. We do, Chip. Chip says it. He said the right thing. We need more whistleblowers, and we're going to get some, man. I assure you, we are going to get some whistleblowers. As much as I hate fighting, let the infighting begin. Mwahaha. The real Wayno. Yeah, we have to. We have to stand up for our rights. It's coming. I'm Kai said it. Chip is correct. Yes, he is. I agree with that. Moon Eyes, love the name. Bruce, be very careful. Some, and I repeat, some think you are showing too much. Keep eyes open. Moon Eyes, I thank you very much. Yes. And you're right about that. And also, I did have some problems. I still get some threats. And it was given into the hands of somebody else, a little higher up. But again, never been confronted straight up, spoken to. It's always wanting to try to descend me at the beginning, to defame me. They tried to look up my pedigree to say, okay, well, damn it, he's got Bruce has all classes to drive vehicles in Canada, by the way, including ambulance and a fire truck license that I have. So when somebody starts doing research on me and say, oh, who the hell is this guy? Okay, no tickets, no, okay. Never got anything on me because I didn't do anything in my life. Didn't get tickets, didn't rape women. I know I'm lame. Didn't do anything like that. Just a regular guy who raised his kid. But I was very lucky, Moon Eyes, when I started talking about the research. It was at the very moment where some of it was coming out. But you're right about that, because what I'm showing on the moon is not part of disclosure. They're not going to be talking about it. I told them, if ever you stop attacking the views and the channel and stopping me from getting out, I won't be so severe when I write a title like I did the last couple of titles, which I had to write that title to get 5,000 views. Isn't that sad? Usually I write the truth about the moon, 1,200 views, 1,800 views. If I write what the government does not want you to see that I leaked out to the public in my UFO research exclusive videos here, go get a couple more thousand views. People want colorful icons. People want big ass titles where, me, when I see a title saying, I went bungee jumping, did I hit my head and die? Dumbass, don't click on the video. He's there. He's not, you know what I mean? That's how people use clickbait to get people over to their videos. And I don't use clickbait. There's not enough that I can put in the title. Real biological living organisms that I'm filming on the moon. And then, also UFO lights, explosions on the moon. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on up there. And the people don't want to take the time to see it. All you have to do is slow down the footage, and you see this incredible explosives all over, these light flashes all over the moon, where they're really producing something, or there's one hell of a big war up there. Right, Moon Eyes? I think that's what they want me to be quiet about. Damn right. Yes, absolutely, I am, Kai. Be powerful to require public trustees oath of office. Yes, Government Act makes electronic communications valid. Love it. Yep. That's what they're going to have to do, eh? I mean, they must have some of these secret projects. You need two people to log in. You need another guy in another country to go on his computer and log in at exactly 1 minute, 27 seconds, and 4 seconds, in 4 split seconds, logging in, enter, then both of them enter. And then, how much secrecy do you think is around national security? How many people do you think have access to national security videos? Thousands. And it goes through the hands of thousands of people, regular secretaries, some people that are even students in the military, right? Like we heard of the last one that was in, what was he, the Capitol Police or something like that? Oh, poor guy. He was one of those, and he's leaking out information. Where's the security in that? Grip Ripper, thank you very much. Beaming in, my friend, His Highness. You didn't blow away in the wind, His Highness. The bloody Ottawa got some, before us, a tornado on the ground. There's even one person that was sent to the hospital. I saw a couple of roofs off and lots of trees down, wires and stuff like that. As soon as more inside people realize that there aren't in the actual, exactly, it's over. And it's happening right now. And they're all worried about their retirement and their jobs and their families and whatnot. And people were killed for bringing out the truth. So their new alliances are being formed in a positive way. And that's all we have to hope for, guys. That's, I'm shooting that out there. It doesn't mean I'm right. But in general, I think I am right about that part. I think it is a possibility, a big possibility. Thumbs up for a great moon man, please. V channel, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. The government, whether they like it or not, I was visited by phenomena and spiritual encounters and whatnot. So they don't have a bloody say in what's going on with me. So if that's a fact, and it is, I know that there are a lot of other people doing the same thing. The government doesn't want to stop people, just stop people from speaking out. They want to know what we have that is special for someone from another planet to land on a planet of 8 billion people and to land in your yard. It's something more simple than you could even imagine. I'm positive. They're not hiding themselves, right? Fellow travelers, speaking of travelers Discog, that's another thing inside of NASA. Someone speaking out inside of the Pentagon. Somebody's saying Oumuamua are time-traveling humans that have come back to see Earth. How scary is that? Now, you can laugh about it because we're not there yet, right? With the time traveling. We are there. It's just that Here, the humans and the public does not have access to that, nor does the president, nor do some of the clearances over top of the president. Lots of clearance over top of the president's, lots of amounts, 30, 40, 50, 60. The president doesn't have a clearance for anything, as a matter of fact. The president, as a matter of fact, is not allowed saying anything that he wasn't told to say, right? Thank you. Real way, no. Everything's jamming up here. How come? How come everything's jamming up? Tonight, going to see Sounds of Freedom. The movie that left it is bitching about sowing the truth. Pat, come on back next time. Let us know if the movie was worth the while, which I tend to think that it probably is going to be worth the while. Thank you very much, Aussie Sue. Spy Smap, mon bro. Merci, Aleos. Excuse me. Chip says, Bruce, throw the scale out. It's about how you feel every day. Each day is a new chance to feel good. No, because I felt good when I was fat, man. I felt safer. You break somebody in half. Don't even have to, train or anything when you're bigger than most people. I can only imagine the abuse of some giants on this earth, how they could feel, right? But yeah, I agree with you on that. But right now, I feel great because I'm losing the weight. No, I don't have to get down to 100 pounds, but yeah, I was too big. I was overweight to the point where I was feeling uncomfortable, and I was seeing, when your stomach and gut, the tire is in the shirt. That's it. I don't go out. I'm not going to wear a shirt publicly at all. I'm going to have a coat on, or I'll have my coat draped over my hand. A lot of you big guys and gals know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people that are thin all their lives are not going to understand or comprehend what I'm saying. But it's not just women that are complexed about what they look like, guys too. And especially if you're a bigger guy, I never gave a crap about what people said, because somebody that goes up to a fat guy and say, wow, you're fat, that's pretty mean and insulting. It doesn't offend me. It's like, that person's an idiot. But to feel good when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, now I started telling myself I was a fat ass. Jeez, Bruce, get your freaking big ass back down to size. I don't have a big ass, by the way. I'm just big everywhere. I'm big evenly everywhere. So I wanted to get big everywhere. So I wanted to lose weight with success. I inspired a couple of you to do the same thing. So, wow. I mean, keep it up. Those of you that are losing the weight. It can be done. 300 pounds. I lost almost 80 pounds in approximately 3 months, less than 3 months. So it's like, whoa. We'll see. Another 20 pounds and I will rid the scale. But I need to control myself. I have to control myself. Even after eating after 7 or 8 days, I have to control myself not to eat, even though I'm eating healthy now, a big meal, 3 pork chops, 12 pork chops. It's pretty much the same in my stomach. Lots of room in the stomach. I'll just go down there, Lost my cell internet signal, so YT wouldn't load at all. Had to restart my phone, and I have an iPhone 14. Radiation right now is pummeling Earth, is reaching Earth from the sun, even though it is still active. Yeah, it is bad, guys. I looked at the sun just now. Let's double check here. Geez, StreamYard, could you put me up a little bit closer so next time my friends could count the nostril hairs that I have? What do we want to do? Oh, Bruce is saying, what's wrong with me? Is a no-no word. Elon Musk says all the time. Sunspot regions, solar activity. So I go to Space Weather Live, by the way, if you want to see how bad, and holy shit. Didn't even have time. I told you guys, I called it and it already happened. So active geomagnetic conditions observed. Threshold right now, that was at 1754 UTC time. Density of the solar wind is moderate. The strength of the interplanetary magnetic field is also moderate, but the direction is slightly south. type 2 radiation emissions coming off of the cancerous right now at 10:44 with no time, whether it be Eastern or UTC time. Velocity 374 kilometers per second. Solar winds moderately fast, I think, at that speed. And yep, pretty bad sunspots. Like crazy bad, giant sunspots that are just facing us. I hope I will be able to get a glimpse of it later, but I doubt it because it is cloudy. It's been cloudy since this morning. Thanks so much for coming in, everyone, watching the streams, for subscribing to the streams, for believing in my research. Come on, Bruce. What's going on? Let's hurry up. I want to get the space news. Coffee is freezing. So we will go, all of us together, to my coffee machine and get a coffee. I wonder what I'm so curious. I wonder what the subs are at. 495. We should be up to 97.5 by now. Or did it go down? Let's see. Let's go and see. For those just arriving, we don't have real subscribers here. So if you subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. But it doesn't show up. It left. So check to see if you guys are still subscribed. Let's see what the subs are at. As I open it up here. Bruce, you've got to go further. Let's see. Taking a long time, of course, to open it up. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, we lost some subscribers. Oh, you trolls, you mangy trolls. Getting me so mad. 97.47. Have fun, guys. As a matter of fact, you can all unsubscribe if you want to, but the research is still going to continue, so that doesn't really matter. Superficial, right? Space news. Who's going to the moon that has not been going there before? We got some new launches. Japan's going back to the moon. We got India that's going to be landing on the moon. And they got a page that's not opening up here. The energy is in the air. And I can feel it everywhere. I'm not even going to say what's going on right now. There we are. There we bloody are. Space. Face off. Face off. Famous man in the moon could be 200 million years older than we thought. Oh, well, now they're saying the moon is older than we thought. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. Was that a message, though? Like, I hear that, and that's a pattern message. Famous man in the moon could be 200 million years older than we thought. Yes, most likely. India launches historic Chandrayaan-3 moon rover to land at the lunar South Pole. India hopes Chandrayaan-3 makes it the fourth nation to land on the moon. Fifth. Doesn't matter. Won't count the aliens. Launch vehicle Mark III, rocket, topped with Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft, lifted off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center on the coastal island of Sriharikota. July 14th, 5:05 a.m. this morning. Oh, that's exactly the time I woke up this morning. It was 4-ish when I woke up before they launched. Local time, 2:35 p.m. for them over there. The rocket thundered into the sky, carrying an uncrewed, they say, lander rover duo and the hopes of the world's most populous nation. About 16 minutes after liftoff, yes, Chandrayaan-3 explode. No, I'm kidding. Maybe I hit myself here. After liftoff, Chandrayaan-3 separated as planned and entered orbit around Earth, kickstarting its fuel-efficient journey to the moon. If the rest of the mission, because I got to go back in time, go backwards. If the rest of the mission unfolds as planned, India will soon become the fourth country after the United States and the aliens, the former Soviet Union, and China to land on the Moon. So they spelt the moon wrong. And they use the word Moen, which is a Moen company who's making satellites for the ambitious homegrown mission. I thought they were going to say the rover was homegrown. Mission, a relatively modest price tag of 6 billion rupees. Oh my God, it was cheapy. $73 million. That's so cheap. Its success would accelerate India's growing ambitions of low-cost space exploration. And why do we talk about low cost? Let's go see why we're going to talk about low cost. What's happening with NASA? What news did NASA just get about their funding for the year 2024? I think someone's going to be punishing NASA. Let's go see that. Should be around here. There we are. House and Senate appropriators cut NASA's budget. There you go, NASA. House and Senate appropriations have drafted bills that would give NASA slightly less money in 2024 than it received in 2023, rather than the significant increase the administration has requested. They did request a lot more money. So I thought that one was pretty interesting, that they had asked for more money, because don't forget, they need now to hire people for the satellites and to look at UFOs and blah, 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 blah. You know, a lot of probably bullshit lies of basically what they're saying. This was posted on July 14th. So Washington says House and Senate appropriators have drafted bills that would give NASA slightly less money in 2024 than it received in 2023, rather than the significant increase in the administration's request. The Senate Appropriations Committee advanced. See, now there's another committee. Who do you think's paying for that committee? The American people. Committee Advanced Commerce, Justice and Science spending bill for fiscal year 2024 on a 28-1 vote during July 13th markup. The bill funds NASA as well as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, recent implosion, and National Science Foundation, among other agencies. The committee had not released the text of the bill or accompanying report as early as July 14th, but a bill summary by the committee stated it provided $25 billion for NASA. So they're getting $25 billion. That is below the $25.384 billion the agency received in fiscal year 2023, and significantly less than $27.185 billion the agency requested for 2024. So that's what they do every year. They request an extra $1 billion, right? Then the government, Biden, goes and gets money from the Americans and gives it to the Pentagon. Well, of course not, because they give all their money to Ukraine. So who's giving the money to the Pentagon? Oh, they're making bills. Oh, okay. Inflation, what you say? Okay. That's the situation of what's going on with the inflation. We got India going to the moon. We have Japan that is going to re-land and try a soft landing. This is another way of entering and landing the moon. Do you guys understand? They don't know how to land because no one ever has, and they're going to have to come up with a way where they're going to be able to land. The day they find out how to land on the moon properly, you will see Artemis run into action. Maybe even, hey, we're ready to go a couple of months ahead of time, even though the whole world's in turmoil and climate change is the biggest subject and title out there, right? Maxar, okay, they're unveiling a platform to speed up imagery access for people in space. We talked about it, Antarctica, which a lot of people say Antarctica's in the north. I don't laugh at people that say that, because you'd think it was true. It was so. Antarctica actually means not the northern point, and it's in the South Pole. And Antarctica, there's a massive weapon there that changes the atmosphere of Earth by beaming microwaves into the ionosphere. Sleeves dug into the ice, and each sleeve consists of these objects that can radiate 3,067 watts of energy connected to an array system to be able to cause earthquakes around the world. So look at it the way you want. That tornado that's starting here is very odd. And the news in my town themselves, in my town, Montreal, were saying it's not a normal occurrence, and it wasn't normal that the tornado was staying there. It just stayed there in front of Montreal, not seeing anything else coming from anywhere, like you guys in the States. When spontaneously, I don't know, it snows in California, or when it's, they could be using the CERN and HARP. Well, we can't really say they could be using it. They are. We know that it manipulates weather. We know that it can, beam. They are beaming energy, microwave energy, into the ionosphere. Why? Why is China heating up the ionosphere or the thermosphere, whichever one that they are manipulating? It makes you wonder why all these people have access to everything. It's a real shit show. Totally ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous. And you hear a whole bunch of things, in science now that are happening. Do you know, if you take out one single gene out of your DNA, okay, that it enhances longevity and it almost eliminates an age process. So it's not that we're not there. It's not that we're like really advanced. It's that advancement are for the people that will pay for those advancements in technologies. The elites are going to fund. It's sort of a deal they have, right? They'll buy everything from the government that they're trying to build. They'll fund everything for them so that they won't run out of money. These big funders that appear here and there once in a while. How come they don't have any money, but then money pops up when they need it? And, any amount that they need. For Zuckerberg to be giving back hundreds of millions of dollars to the government, to the Democrats, just to give them a hand, or it's because they didn't, destroy Facebook, that not enough to my, anyways. Decrypting lunar craters quickly and easily. What are they talking about here? What are they going to do now? Artificial intelligence, they're talking about it left and right. It's growing, it's ramping up. They're using it for everything. They're making artificial intelligent programs explain and teach NASA how to get to the moon without ever having gone. The computer is going to tell it how to go, right? They never went. And if they went, could be through secret projects or some other way. I don't talk about it because I don't know. It's not worth talking about. Decrypting lunar craters quickly and easily. The surface of the moon tells a story of the inner solar system. Every meteorite that hits leaves its mark, and take it with a grain of salt. I've never seen a crater on the moon. And call me nuts. I can't confirm with my telescope that they are impact craters. Want to see how stupid they are, NASA, for believing that we were that dumb? Well, they didn't expect the internet to ever come out. So these lies started a long time ago, before being preventive about the internet. They had no idea that was going to come out. Impact craters, right? An impact comes in sideways. It doesn't come in overhead. All the craters were formed overhead by something that dropped down. So the moon was bombed. The craters were formed from these carpet bombings. And let me say, not quite very small carpet bombings. It would have been one event. Right? It would have lasted a couple of weeks or months where they would have just completely bombarded the hell out of the moon, right? Why do you think ejecta and white areas and mountains form in the center? From the impact. The same thing as the Nevada test site. Nevada test site. I posted pictures of craters in the Nevada test site, okay, next to craters that are supposedly on the dark side of the moon. And there is absolutely no difference. Not one characteristic is different with a crater and with a deliberate impact. So atomic impact is the exact look of a crater, right? You have debris that flies outwards, right? Takes many different shapes and forms as it ignites and the plasma hardens, right? That's if it's from a meteorite, so they say. Well, the same thing with a bloody atomic bomb. That's exactly the same thing that's going to happen. So why did they bomb the moon? Who knows? I don't think it's the first time. I think it was done maybe many a times, right? Together, those creators hold a record of the events that have occurred on and around the moon over the past 4 billion years. Yeah, a war. But the record can be hard to read. They say the ages and spatial densities of craters are critical metrics for decoding the moon's impact history, but analyzing these properties can be time consuming. See, guys, it's time consuming. And sometimes it requires bringing samples back to Earth. That must be why they brought samples of the moon back to Earth, so they say, and they hid it in a laboratory behind glass, inside of bags. Nobody has access to them unless you put on gloves and this box, creating a vacuum, even though space is not a vacuum. Space is like a vacuum. Any professional will tell you that. Search. Space is not in a vacuum, nor is it dark. It's very bright. It ain't cold either. All these lies over the years that they tell us, right? So how do they handle these rocks? They handle these rocks because they're inside of bags, and you can't touch the rock itself. You got these hands, plastic hands inside. You can hardly move when you grab the bag. Rock inside of the bag, and even if the bag opens up, well, the dust is going to fall on the bottom of the thing. So why is it they're not allowing professionals or trusting them to hold a moon rock in their hands? Well, you're probably going to say, well, Bruce, for contamination. Obviously it's held also in low gravity so that the rocks won't rot. Yeah, I get it, but they brought them back. When they brought them back in oxygen, so they are all contaminated. Why would they be looking at rocks that possibly holds living organisms? Which just so happens that that's what they are saying. They're going to be on the verge. They are on the verge of admitting that there is life on the moon, but smaller forms of life. I'm excited for it. Maybe eventually we'll hear of the bigger beings that are on the moon. James Webb Telescope lends possible evidence of dark stars. I mean, who cares? I don't care about what James Webb is showing. He went right by the bloody moon. How could you not show the bloody moon? Right? But it's going to happen at one point because Japan going to land on the moon, they're going to have to speak out, right? They're going to have to speak out about a whole bunch of things. Hey, thanks, everyone. Dennis, thanks again. Elias, thank you, brother. Christy, thanks, you guys. Discord. Appreciation. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bruce, thank you so much for making our day, says Leah. Thank you, Leah. And again, I went through them here, you guys. Thanks for the generous contributions, for helping this channel get ahead. Christy, everyone, you guys rock. Not done here. Leah, thanks again. Young lady, Patriot 65. Jeez, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating the channel, you guys. Wow. Very grateful. And if I scroll all the way down, I think I saw Rod R. Wow, thanks, you guys. Patagonia Pampa, my friend from Slovenia. Hope I get that right every time. Just moved into a I like it, okay, and will likely end up in the desert and fit right in with the other UFO nutters. I will see you in Slab City. Man, I don't know if you're like me. It's a dream that I have to live off grid, not because I want to profit from electricity. I want to be not alone. I just want to be in an area where there's no electricity or frequencies around me. I have one connection. That's all I'm going to need is one connection for one light and for, to broadcast my internet. But honestly, it sounds a little silly. It's a dream that I have. I probably never will, but I always wanted to live in a small house, or an RV and be on the road and just rent, $75 or $90 in this parking lot there for 1 month and just, learn about the towns, go to the grocery stores around there and feed myself and just drive around by being able to do my YouTube channel. Some people say that's a crazy dream, but I think my dream of proving that the moon was inhabited was a lot crazier, but it's just a fact. A lot of you know the moon was inhabited before you saw my videos, because you probably saw some other proof that was coming out from other people, which is, it's always incredible when you think of it. It really is. Hey, thanks again, you guys. Lover of the Lord, we're sending you some energy, my friend. Right on, Patagonia Pampa. Cindy Krause says, my first cannabis for the day, for my thoughts of depression. Thoughts of depression, and maybe for positivity. Some people can smoke when they're in a good mood too, to be able to get the things flowing. It's good for many things. It's for the appetites, whether it be just a TH, or you're taking a pill, or just enjoying the taste of it. It helps a lot of people. They said it with moderation. Everything's just okay. I'll try to lead the others into victory. Mobile UFO outlaws. Yeehaw. Yeah, hope to meet you one day too, but nah, I'm there. That's my kind of neighbor. I'm dead serious, right? American flag flying. I even had I wanted to fly an American flag here, but got in trouble. But either way, flying the American flag to piss off Canada and make them wake up and realize that the world is run by the U.S. So the flag of my country is the American flag, because they're the ones that are running the world. So it seems. Telling you, beers, poker nights, target practice, excursions like paranormal researching, going around the desert. I want to visit Route 66. I want to visit the extraterrestrial highway. I want to give a little push at the alien truck that's in front of that little stupid UFO that's sitting there. I want to be part of history. I want to touch it. I want to be there. And I want to experience the sky there. When I get out in Roswell, all I'm going to be doing is filming the sky. I'm pretty sure that I would see some pretty incredible things. My country does not permit me to leave. I'm not allowed to leave my country, guys. Do you know that? It's been 3 years. Because I don't want to give in. I don't want to let anything in, by the way. You guys want to send me some UFO parts? That's the place to send it. Doing good. 14 inches, man. Think of it. It does. That's why I live alone. I was able to find myself, guys. Really find myself. Yes, Rod R in the house. We'll be streaming again also tonight. I'm not off yet. I'm going to stick on another half an hour. I'm going to go get some coffee, if you will all permit me to. I'll be back in a flash of light. Oh, uh-oh. I absolutely poured coffee over 2 cupboards. Now it's in the carpet, leaking down the side of the stove too. Yeah, I picked some of it up. Unfortunately, is the coffee hot at least? Yes, it is. It is hot. Yeah, we're saved. Young Lady Patriot 65. Thanks again, you guys. I look at people, says Lisa Eckerly, who want to be the almighty. Just stare at them. Oh my God, that drives them nuts. Yeah, energy is something very, very real. I'm indestructible. Don't you start, bugger. We're a big family here, you guys. If you're new to the channel, maybe you're alone in life. Maybe you don't really like having friends because everyone's like so bad in the world today. We've got a lot of good people that come back here each and every time. I'm telling you guys, got some incredible people here. Lots of chemtrails lately here in South Florida. Been pretty bad here, Chip, in the sky the past few days. Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa Eckerly. A corona mass ejection just hit Earth as predicted. A CME hit Earth's magnetic field on July 14th. Yes, 1633 UT time. Thank you very much. Absolutely. And that's from 2 days ago. There was another one from 2 days ago that already hit Earth, which was surprising because the corona mass ejection did not face Earth, but it still caused problems. The last one that we had yesterday, it caused a solar flare. It caused a filament, very dangerous, and it caused a corona mass ejection. And part of that radiation is going to come to Earth. Have any of you seen aurora borealis in the sky? Well, borealis in the north. Have you seen auroras in the sky? Be looking up. Some of you, whether you be in the southern hemisphere or not, even in the States, depending on what state you're in, look up at night. And if you see colors in the sky, let me know. It's the auroras. We should be seeing it more. And that's when you see that, it's something very beautiful, but it's the radiation from the sun, apparently. And again, take it with a grain of salt, guys. I repeat what scientists say about science. And when I change it, I give my opinion, say, well, I'm pretty sure it's that. But you all know science was already written. All these equations are already done for everybody. So people don't have to do their own initiation, or learning, or you don't have to gain any knowledge. You just look it up online. But I like comparing, my findings with some of these statements that scientists have been saying over the years. I've proven them wrong a few times, and I'm not saying this to vent, or I'm just saying, like a lot of you, common sense. One guy told me, Bruce, never researched in my bloody life, but when I heard these professionals saying that we came from monkeys years ago, he goes, the first thing he said was, why are they still in the trees? He goes, it's so stupid. He goes, people don't think of the little things. You don't even have to be a genius to be able to face and debate with a scientist, because they're stuck on their mathematical equations. Science is always evolving. It's always evolving into something new. They change the equations. The speed of light is going to change at one point. They decided last year that gravity really is a wave that goes up and down, like everything that goes up and down. What goes up must come down. Anyways, that's what they say. Just repeating stuff to us all the time. So will Biden tell the truth about aliens and UFOs to the world this summer? Well, actually, Bojack, that's a good question. And I got greater news than that for you guys. It's in less than 2 weeks. So it's going to be this week or next week that they're going to talk about it. Maybe the last week of July. I don't think Biden's going to talk about it. I think he's going to maybe reply to a couple of things that they might say, like, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but not really get into the details. Biden is in no way healthy enough to be able to divulge that extraterrestrials and aliens exist and stuff, but you will see how much of a puppet he is. He might very well go up on stage and says, guess what, guys? Aliens exist. Yep, that's right. Everyone's going to applaud. They're going to pretend nothing happened. It's going to look much like a scene inside of Wizard of Oz, something like that, or Alice in Wonderland, because that's how I feel about my world right now. It's like I came out of a rabbit hole, okay, or I fell down a rabbit hole, and now I'm in this different world that was very similar to my world, except things are off. People are not there. People are doing. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at one point I just walk by, outside, and then just look at everyone in the world, and everyone's just going to be like on pause, and no one's going to realize we're on pause. Imagine if we're time traveling. Imagine if we are time traveling throughout the dimensions that are outside of our dimension here, our realm. Okay. And that every morning we're back to the same point where we start up again and get up. Maybe I've been doing this hundreds of thousands of times, the same stream. Maybe everyone who contributed have been here contributing every morning the same amount. And we just go back into time and time. How would space and time react around someone that is time traveling? Would it change the entire universe forever? They say when you go back into the past, you can only go so far back, and you've got to go further. You can't get back to a point where you're going to see yourself be born, because when you go back to the same year, for all you know, you and your wife could be brother and sister, and your father-in-law could be your father, and your cousin Jimmy is now a dog. I mean, look at it the way you want and laugh at it the way you want. Nobody will ever know how it is. And when we come back, Family Guy tells you, brings back Stewie with a pecker on his forehead and stuff like that. I wouldn't jump into a time machine until I was really sure that I was going to be able to come back. I believe that I lost my son. Sorry for that. Really sorry for that. Sending you lots of energy, young lady patriot, for the loss of your son in 2012. I'm sorry to hear about that. Lost my son in 2012, then my husband in 2022. Wow, I'm so sorry about that. It's like the lights just turned on, no looking back. So you see, yeah. So I totally get what you're saying. Thank you very much. I love you very much, young lady patriot 65. You're awake because they're there with you. On the other side, their energy is funneling back to you because it's physical energy they don't need anymore. And you are feeling them. I've spoken to my father, I've spoken to family members. I know people here. Another amazing person here in the community. A lady lost her son. She's in contact with him. Lots of vibes, lots of energy. So I believe in that. And they will guide you to do the right things, and will be there to protect you. And you know all that. But thanks for opening up and sharing that with me. I appreciate that. Thanks for generous contributions. Some people see them all and some people don't. And some people can see things better than others. Like when Lisa showed me a picture, she was looking at, I think it was Venus or the moon or a star. And you see a lot of things occurring sometimes in the image when it's not even outside of the image. It's odd. The cameras pick up things that our eyes can't see. Not only infrared cameras, regular cameras, they pick up things that we can't see. Ever take a picture? I have all the time. Energy problems with me. It's bad. Taking a picture of my garage and the roof, which is out of aluminum, and the white plastic siding on it. It showed me an image that I took a snapshot of my garage. I still have the image. It made the roof white plastic and it made the sides aluminum. It grabbed the image and it distorted it. So when you want to talk about a sensor that is causing problems, yeah, okay, but you're going to be able to know what happens. Like, oh, look, there's the arm is missing off somebody. It's stupid. It doesn't even have anything to do with the sensors most of the time. It's light. Light shows us everything and light hides us everything. That's the big secret. If you have a refractive, blinding surface of the moon, take down the exposure, turn off the lights, and you're going to see all the little flickering and lights that are on the surface. But when you land on the moon, there's a blue sky and it's dark at night there. But of course, a day lasts a lot different time than it is on Earth. A day will last 28 days, if I'm not mistaken. So you have that sunlight that's there for a long time. You have the darkness that's there for a long time. But how come if the moon is locked in place with Earth, that there'd be a different lighting on the moon? We're going to say, Bruce, because the sun's refracting differently on the moon. No, the sun doesn't reflect ever on the moon because it doesn't reach its surface between Earth, unless it was between Earth, right? So how come the moon is shiny? Where does the moon get its brilliance if it's not an illuminated and it's a dead astre, as they say, a dead ball of dust, right? Earth shine. So they say that the sun is reflecting off of Earth and is reflecting sunlight on the surface of the moon. There's lots of weird stuff with those stories, The dark side of the moon, that's the side that's lit up, the side where the sun is. Weird, right? Locked in place, the moon, but always at a different area in the sky. Yeah, right. Okay. Exactly. A lot did come in 7 years of research. I saw a lot of stuff on that moon. I was able to capture a video that's more mind blowing than that stupid Tic Tac video they show. Can you get anything more pixelated than that? Little Tic Tac video, little black smudge. But by the way, the shape of those, okay, like that person, Moon Eyes, that said that I'm saying too much. I'm going to reveal something to you all that nobody knows. And I please, I ask you all to remember what I'm going to say about these Tic Tacs. The moon is filled with the Tic Tac vessel, that particular model. Those are the ones that I'm seeing. The shape and forms that I've shown are 100% identical in shape and size as Luis Elizondo's videos. Why isn't anybody talking about that? It's because they want to hide it. They don't want people finding the channel, right? They don't want people coming to my channel to be able to find out about what's going on the moon, right? You get some people say, Bruce, it's been 5,000 years you haven't shown a sinus iridum again. I'll maybe never show it again. I got other things to do too, eh? Other creators to look at, other creators to view. But all of you, it's been 8 years. It's going to be 8 years. Go buy a 14-inch telescope and go look at sinus iridum. I told John Lear to do that. Go to sinus iridum in any image, zoom it up, and look at all the pieces that I'm showing you in the big size. The image of sinus iridum is an angle where I'm just over top of the structures. Those structures are on the north side of the moon at that time because the Terminator line was right at the back of it. And it showed me all the movement. It showed me elevation of these structures, which are all covered with some material, moving material, which could be smoke, industries that are causing it. It's exciting times, guys, that we're living in, honestly. Very exciting times. I change it. This is a medium cap because the other cap, my other Bruce Sees All cap, is now down to on each side of my ears. Because yes, not that I'm proud of it, but I actually lost 3 inches on my head, like something. Maybe not that much, but lost quite a bit. Everything is frequency. Jules of Southern Oregon, absolutely very sensitive to the unseen forces frequency. Yes, and you'll probably feel bad. Ever walk into a room and say, wow, the energy here is so freaking bad. Everyone's bitching. Everyone's evil. You got people beside you. You find, I think everyone's really nice. It's the feeling of the energy. If you've never experienced it, you're not going to believe it. You know, energy coming out of the end of your fingers. Yeah, it's all real. Keep saying that though. I love it. Yeah. Lisa, when you lose weight on your head, it's because you did some good work, some good job. You had to go buy a medium cap. So you can see it's still over my ears. This one here, a lot smaller. Cindy says, I lost my grandson, a horrible car wreck. So sorry to hear about that. Sending you guys energy with you and your husband. My husband next year from cancer, still sending him some energy. Holy shit. Sorry about that, Cindy. I'm stronger always. One of those days kicks now and then. I believe it. And yes, you're stronger because of that. And you do have their energy there with you. Sorry you had to go through that. Sorry some of you have to go through that. Wow. Young lady patriot 65, you said it said a mouthful there. What doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. And it's true. It's absolutely true. Thanks again, Elias. Bastille Day event. Yes, 23 years ago today, July 14th, 2000, the sun exploded with so much force. It is true. It sent shock waves to the edge of the solar system, which is maybe what we are experiencing here with the lunar waves, which I've caught, and 777 caught it 13 years ago or something like that. I caught double lunar waves. Is it waves coming in from the Big Bang, or is it because there's a whole lot of banging going on right now? I think that's what's going on. Yeah, apparently they launched the Chandrayaan 3. Hey, Grip Ripper, absolutely. Tim Burchett, he's the first that talked about it. He looked very nervous, Tim Burchett, when he was talking. Not nervous because, well, you could see that there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of them have been saying that, the world's not really ready to know about some malevolent things that happen. Like, put it the worst, maybe they abducted a lot of the children here, but we wouldn't be surprised because we've all been saying that possibly on the moon is where they're bringing the people. It'd be very scary to think that could be a possibility, but I think it really is a possibility. Trudeau sending 12,000 troops to NATO. Canada is now in war. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Absolutely idiots. They won't be coming back either. Very unfortunate. Trudeau, son of a bitch. Excuse my foul language. Frustrating. Boom, boom. Salut. Merci beaucoup. Thanks, Leah. Hey, listen, you get some incredible gifts. Like your eagle that gives me the energy. And that's how it is. But everything should be recycled. We should be literally be able to recycle absolutely everything and reuse and reconsume 2 or 3 products. Like look at helium-3. Helium-3 is a product on the moon that they want to mine, but they want to make a nuclear facility that works off of helium-3 because it has no bio waste and there's no emanation or radiation that is toxic, no bio waste that comes off of that. Are they going to use that and charge us? Of course. For us to be clean, we're going to have to pay twice as much to have some clean energy, or they might not even use it for us after they depop. Good afternoon, George. Thanks, man. We have Rusted, and he just disappeared. Rusted Trust in the house. Thanks for being here. Biden is so caught, is so dirty, is so friggin' deep. He is done. He's into collusion, making deals with Chinese spies. Hunter. Hunter. He knew all about his business deals, and he, corrupt. He was making money before he became president that was going to make deals with some people on the outside. He totally effed over the U.S. Disgusting. No respect for him. Every time he falls, I laugh. He is, George. And listen, you guys are saying this in all very polite ways because he's a piece of shite, the guy. It's horrible what he did. And he's been doing this for a long time. Cannot find one person that voted for him. So that's another thing. Nobody voted for Biden. Are you kidding me? Do you remember the Americans that were not subscribed to the White House that all of a sudden woke up one morning when Biden was president? Millions of Americans were being subscribed to the White House, and you American people spoke out, as you always do, and said, what the hell is this? Forcing me to subscribe to Biden's White House page? That is corruption. That is corrupt, but they're stupid. They do that and they get caught, so. Nothing happened to stats. Why? I'm pretty sure Darla wouldn't know that either. Can I find one person that voted for him that's funny and real? Well, let the men in black take care of them. Exactly. And they will. Oh, they will. Hey, Yoka Wolf, I don't vote because it truly doesn't count. I agree with that. But true. Shame, shame. Yeah, I agree with that. You're right about it. There you go. Chip knows it. The deep state. Yeah, cackling Kamala. Pathetic, eh? Maybe she's busy. She just commented a couple of minutes ago to me. Gate Smasher comments too. Are we here of the last stream? They'll reinstate Trump. Oh, yes, His Highness. I'm looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. I just want him to say China again. I love the way he says China. Yep, dig long enough. Big Mike is a dude. She's got a bigger Adam apple and a bigger honcho than her hubby. Big Mike. Think of it. Last time I was on here, she threw a wobbly. Ah, yes, that could be. That could be. Now I know what you're asking. Yeah, something was up. I think at a time, sometimes in our lives, there's things that happen and we change, and you know, I unhook from people that tried too much to consume the energy. So I so wish I had my camera the night before. Same. There's so many times that I wish I had it and I did not have it. Hey, Grip Ripper. Thank you very much. Aoka Wolf. Yeah, another story I'm following. Avi Loeb has found his little balls. Yes, his little spherical balls, 50 of them, in the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean's a little deeper than the Atlantic Ocean, where Titanic is, and where Ocean Gate went down and imploded. Avi Loeb, they found 50 spherical balls that come from interstellar space. It's a possible debris crash site of an alien craft, what would they think? And then, Grit Ripper, they jump into the story of Oumuamua, saying that it too is not something that is natural. And this is all because of the speed. We all saw what they were saying and we weren't sure, right? Oumuamua came into the solar system faster than normal objects. And then I was like, cool. It just so happens it was on a faster trajectory. No, everything in the solar system is on the same speed and trajectory. The ones that are in our solar system. Something enters the solar system and goes faster, turns around the sun and leaves back out into interstellar space, gaining speed. That's not something natural. Oumuamua, I confirm that there are no characteristics of any meteor or asteroid when it comes to Oumuamua. There is a project not in motion, but apparently will be in motion very soon, where they are going to retrieve some pieces of Oumuamua. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen? Imagine you are flying. You're an alien. You've been flying for like your generation to generation ancestors. You got pictures of your ancestors with all these old spacecraft that have always been driving around. And then you see a human or with this little spacecraft or probe land on your spaceship and start taking little samples of what's on the spaceship. Do you understand that that's why aliens come to Earth? Because we're pushing out there. We're sending out music. We're sending DVDs, metal discs with the human body and shape and form on it, and showing the male, the female genitalia parts, and they're showing dogs, animals, the ancient Egyptians, music samples, instruments. What do you think that is going to do? It's going to attract all the good aliens and the bad aliens. Hopefully, it's the good aliens that come here first. A lot of you know and probably even agree with me, or in theory, of course, because it is in theory. That could be already aliens running the government here, or living on one side of Earth and here to not even to protect us, just quite simply because they've been here before us, and that they live in cold regions, and that there was a deal where you can't come to cold regions. Antarctica, there was a treaty, the Antarctica Treaty, deep north, deep south. Look it up, and you're going to see that they deliberately concluded in the treaty that Antarctica is for scientific experimentation and studying observation and research. There's nothing else that is done there in Antarctica. Only, so they say, only a couple of people that were born there and live there are still there, but they're going to be restricted from going to certain areas too, right? Buzz Aldrin, he's married now, and he said that he saw pyramids there, metallic pyramids. He did have a minor heart attack when he went to Antarctica, by the way. Neil Armstrong, what was he doing in Peru at an ancient dig site where these golden books that looked alien, right, were found? So what connection does he have with that? Because he's part of the elites. They needed a guy to pretend that was going to the moon. He does have some experience, maybe even has gone in orbit around Earth and stuff like that, to when you hear them talk about their stories. I mean, I was expecting them, like when I saw them go down on the moon, they said, come on, which they didn't. That was all fake. They admitted it too, by the way. Don't get mad, people. It's the Apollo 11 landing was fake. The end. That's something for sure. Anybody knows that. But a lot of people are still denying the fact that that's a possibility, right? The Hasselblad camera, they could not have produced the images they produce. And that was told by a professional, longtime employee and boss at Hasselblad or Blad that's been working there 30 or 40 years. They manipulated the camera. They dug holes in it, drilled holes in it to be able to put some extra parts on it as they were going to go to the moon. They opened it on the surface of the moon, right, to change the film, which it would have been destroyed. They also actually admitted that some of the film was destroyed. Some of the transcripts from the Apollo 11 moon landing were destroyed. Do you believe that? No. When they came back, they didn't look too happy. Buzz Aldrin with his bottom lip right here in his forehead. Did you see that? He was going like this on the bench. It's a new era. And he goes like this. Everyone's like, he looks like he had fun. No, he didn't look like he had fun. He looked like he was threatened to death before he came back for having seen something, or that he didn't see something and that it was found out while he was up there. The truth came out when he came back. I mean, it could be any time before they went up, what happened. And when I say before they went up, before they pretended to go up, Stanley Kubrick, I'll tell you, saw a cylinder craft. It had 4 red lights in the belly and 3 blue layers on the side. That's awesome. Never saw that. It's crazy. Please join us tonight, 8 p.m. for the live stream. Thank you, Darla. And we lasted long. Another stream, 2 hours. Some of you want to go to the bathroom now, saying, okay, Bruce, that's it. I saw 2 cylinder crafts join and make another. I got this on pics. Well, like the lights that are leaving the UFOs that I filmed before, it's real. And I think that there's more than one type of UFO. And that's the thing. Like, you're going to look at that. It could be governmental. It could be alien, because don't forget, the government actually grabbed alien spacecraft and back engineered it, took out the system, propulsion system, anti-gravity in it, put up on in a nuclear propulsion system. And that one's going around doing what? What do you think happens when a triangular craft lands in China and it's actually real extraterrestrial material? That is the false flag. And that's where they, a long time ago, tried to make us believe that UFOs were coming from all over dimensions, when they are. But now that they're saying that humans are flying around in spacecraft, they're going to try to make us believe that there's no extraterrestrials that were ever found outside of Earth or on Earth, but it's too late, because they're talking about the alien bodies. They're going to be confirming it. David Grush, he's going to get access. His clearance will be paused for him to be able to come out and speak. He's begging Congress to do so. He says, if you guys want to know everything I know and you want to see some real stuff, allow me to speak. So they are creating a bill, a new amendment, guys. It's something very incredible. Declassification bill. Whether you think it's scrap or not, I can only see it as something positive, because we have a lot more confirmation now. We know that they're a bunch of thugs. The government has been doing and still is doing secret projects behind our backs. But now they're worried about a secret retrieval program that's been going on for 100 years. There's something wrong about that. Something wrong about that. Is it another country? We're all talking about the US right now. What's going on in the other countries? What UFOs were found in Brazil and Peru, right? That are related to, I'll tell you, it's related to religion. It's related to Mayan culture. It's related to Stonehenge. It's related to every ancient culture, like the Egyptians that were here. If they weren't aliens, we're the aliens. And, here on Earth, or they came down as aliens to teach us knowledge, and not just teach us knowledge. Look at an alien that's advanced today, and no one's going to believe me, but I know I'm probably right. Aliens back in the days, even though they were good people, they were probably a little more primitive than the aliens advanced today. Like the ancestors of the smart aliens, they too went through a primitive state, right? Imagine how far back that is. Probably as far back as Earth was, right? So who made who? Yeah, I mean, who made who? I'm not going to conclude that we're not the aliens, or that aliens did or did not create humans. We're all fighting about the same story. If God was an alien, which doesn't mean he is, it's a term I'm using again. Alien could have nothing to do with religion, or it could have everything to do with religion. It's important to allow people their own opinions. That's why I get people that are religious to come here and leave my opinion. Bruce, they never went to the moon. Or Bruce, I can't believe you're still talking about NASA. They're a bunch of frauds. You got to understand, if I'm talking about NASA, I'm telling you what they're saying without judging them at all. You can come out with your own conclusions that they're frauds or whatnot. I know that it's not the whole association that's fraudulent. Probably the CIA and FBI either. Okay. Are people shutting up and doing jobs that are bad and they're not speaking out? Yeah, some of them on the inside are doing that, but they're not all doing that, because the leaks come out from the inside. Edward Snowden was CIA or FBI, right? Right? Well, he came out with some information because he saw what was going on the inside. They're stealing people's information. People want money. They don't want to necessarily be a CIA agent or FBI agent to destroy people's lives. And that's why I get chills when I say it, but that's another big secret, the compartmentalization. If Bob Lazar mentioned it himself, the compartmentalization, it's because it's true. You have a CIA operative that hires for someone higher up in the CIA, for someone again higher up in the CIA, and someone even higher up in the CIA hires someone to be sure that another CIA agent is doing his job. So he's in the room, looking in the background behind this glass, being sure that that person is working. And the CIA hired someone else to be sure that that guy in the room that's watching the guy working is watching him. And there's another guy watching him. So you never know when it ends. So people that are working for the CIA have to do their jobs. They don't go and pry in other compartments, right? Because it's compartmentalized. The same way Area 51, Bob Lazar said that one department, one scientist will work on a door. Another one is working on a propulsion unit that's inside near a monitor or something. No monitors, but you know what I mean. One group is trying to understand the material of the consistency or whatever, the density of these objects, the material. Some materials are like metal, but they are not from Earth. They have retrieved some alien material that is more solid than Earth. So why do you think the Pentagon is trying to do a secret project on the moon to develop a material, an element that they can build on the moon that is weightless, but that is as strong as titanium? Weighs nothing, but that is unbreakable, like a piece of paper that you can bend, but that you can't tear. Why would they want that? Making spacecraft, that's obviously what they want to do. Adam, thanks for being here. Made it to field, no mud, was moving harvest crew to next field and trying to type quick. Also have my two big doggos and tractor, so no mud, super hot, lots of fires popping up. That's so sad. More fires in Christie's area region, and Of course, the combines that keep burning up, and in her region, just craziness happening. 95 likes. I will appreciate that. So I don't know. Oh darn, I didn't even look to see how many we were. Young Lady Patriot 65. Thanks for coming back, you guys. I love you guys so much. Listen, I will be back on at 8 o'clock. Let's go. One more. Appreciate that. All I know is that the government can't tell me anything I don't already know. So that's how I take it. I've witnessed so much. Don't need anyone to tell me what I know. I hear you. And that's how, Jules of Southern Oregon, that's how I feel. Honestly, that really is how I feel. Love you, Jules. If you needed to send a message 24,000 years into the future, I love this. You couldn't use language or anything that could be hidden or erased, right? The shafts in the pyramid are the message purposely no purpose. Purposely no purpose, and with a message that has always been there that somebody time traveling would understand. I hear you on what you said. Interesting. To see Earth, says Rose, when it was still beautiful, maybe. Wouldn't it have been incredible to actually get a chance to see that? Yeah, exactly. Just sit on the aliens. Thanks, Darla. Yes, more reason to forget the scale, says Chip. Hey, bro, thanks for the encouragement. I'm doing so. The scale was encouraging me to lose weight, and when I saw I was gaining, I was still fasting, but I'm still doing it now. 24-hour fast just now finished, and I'm doing another 7 days or 8 days. I'm going to get to my first 9-day of fasting. That will pretty much bring my gut down. Werner von Braun funded a startup remote viewing Russell Targ, Hal Puthoff. Yep, talked about it in that's close to the Montauk. Also, von Braun is also the one that said that there was going to be a false alien invasion from the inside. So take it with a grain of salt, because David Grush is speaking out, and a lot of people are already saying, well, von Braun told us it's going to be fake. No, he didn't name the person. Could be more than one people coming out from the inside. I promise you there will be more than one whistleblower coming out on the inside. So I wish I could have given you more news, but I gave you the up-to-date news that the Amendment Declassification Bill is being announced. You're going to see News Nation. You're going to see Alex Jones talking about it. You're going to see everyone else also talking about what just happened while we are waiting for the final report. And I say final, I don't think there'll ever be a final report. We should be seeing every 3 to 6 to 9 months a disclosure, a new report. But don't forget, they're going to hide a lot of the report from us. But on the inside, people are trying to make the truth come out. It's an interagency battle, and that's all we have for hope. Hey, Chiapas. Wow, you guys, I see videos from Mexico all the time. I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people, and I love the places that they show. But Chiapas is this guy, George, is this guy that travels. I don't know if he's from Sweden or something. Is blonde, looks like a robot. He travels around that region, Mexico, and everything. Even in Sinaloa, where the Sinaloa cartel hangs out and stuff like that. And people get not the real story. When you go over there and see what's actually going on, it's not exactly the story that we're hearing about. I'm really sad about that. A lot of bullshit lies out there. George, thank you very much. Peniagua, Lopez Peniagua, Annabelle Lopez Peniagua. I hope I pronounced that right. Muchas gracias, George. I say gracias por apoyo mis videos. Muchas gracias. So sorry, glad no one was hurt. Exactly. There's a documentary called The Great Year. A group of scientists believe Sirius is our binary. I believe them. That's where the gods went and why they say they will come back. It's an orbit. That's very smart, Jenny Simon. Thank you very much for sharing that. yes, when somebody is to come back, if we look at it astronomically, it could very well be that what you said, because stars have an orbit and rotation around the sun from 14,000 years, every 365 days, maybe every 24 hours, depending on the speeds. No, they all have the same speed because everything in the solar system is traveling at the same general speed, right? That was a good one. Well, was that my stomach or was that lightning? I used to be embarrassed about my way. Same here, young lady patriot. Listen, after having my kids, after having a kid, which is a normal process, but I hear you. I feel you. I did finally lose it, but I don't care anymore what anyone thinks about anything. I just want to see aliens. Hey, listen, stick around, young lady patriot 65. We're going to see a lot of aliens, maybe even here. We'll be seeing some once in a while, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. Nina the Mystic. Sorry for those of you that I did miss. I am going to have to get off here at one point. Law, land, air, water. Yes, I had heard that too. I love it. Which I'm pretty sure that there's actually some credibility to that. Very plausible. I'm like, seriously. Our countries had been overtaken by corporations. Yep. Those in office, public trustees, should have taken an oath of office, and we the people require their honest service. Many oaths that were taken, but just none of them following what they're supposed to be doing. Thanks for letting me know that, my friend. Hey, thanks for coming in, everyone. Law got kicked off live after I hit donation button. Christy, I'm so sorry about that. This is pretty bad. Like, I'm not lingering on it, but it's scary. It's scary that there could be that many problems. It's not just glitches. I love you for it, Christy. Thank you. I'm eager to drop 60 pounds to feel better. Jules, yes. So far, I'm in denial and eating everything in sight. But that's good. That's what gets you to wanting to stop. And don't worry. And listen. When you find out that after a week, Jules, you can lose 20 pounds, you'll be one to do it. I will join you on Mondays. Thank you. With your brother Jason, and then my denial period will be done. Come give your opinion on the Mondays that we're not there. Be sure to look on the Mondays that we are. Jason, busy as hell right now. He's doing a lot. A lot goes on in the backgrounds on the outside what people don't know. We all come on and say, hi, everyone. He's got things to take care of. And on a positive note, everything's going to be okay. I'm eager to drop 60 pounds, so do come by and talk about it. 60 pounds? 60 schmixty. That is nothing, right? You say it's nothing. And then after, when you lose the 60 pounds, pick up 2 30-pound boxes and say, holy crap. That was on each of my legs. That's what I've been doing with the 80 pounds that I lost. Pretty impressive. Jules, I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you very much. And you're more than welcome on Jason John Schwartz's channel. Before I get off here, you guys, in my featured channels, I have Jason John Schwartz's channel. If and only if you're interested in learning about the real proper way of fasting, ketos, diets, learn about what keto is, ketones, water weight. I'm getting hungry just talking about it. Glucids, a whole bunch of things. I'm learning myself. Jason knows a lot about them. And I experienced a prolonged fasting, just consuming my body and my fat. And it's going really quickly, guys. The chubbier you are, Jules, the more you're going to lose. If you're not losing too much weight, get encouraged. It's because you're not that fat. And the weight's going to go down. It'll always go down. And say to yourself, the day it doesn't show up on the scale, you'll never gain. You go, oh, I'm still at 160. Well, the next day, if you're still at 160, you're going to be tightening up. Your cheeks are going to be tightening up. Your neck's going to be tightening up. Your hat's not going to fit anymore. Your glasses are going to be like loose on you now, which is a fun thing. It changed my life, Jules, doing that. Metaphysical Mike. Bruce, I'm being too very authentic here. I've been afraid to grow up because in my past lifetimes, I murdered people out of revenge and jealousy. Some people have felt from past lives. I've been there, brother. I've felt a part of my past life. I was actually taken out in my other life, and I remember being very sad for the reason why they took me out, because I had a big mouth, much like today, and jealousy, and it has been kept. It has been kept me wanting to be alone every day. So, metaphysical Mike, that means when you come here, that means you're doing an effort. You're doing a big effort to come here and to interact with people. But you did achieve what you had to achieve. It's something that probably the other side was not expecting you to come up with. And it's that finding out what you did in another life, maybe even feel bad about it. To me, that's bettering oneself. When you think of it's bettering oneself. Got a lot of people in this world with a whole different slew of levels of understanding and different levels of what gets us angry. Some people, it's family. Don't attack family. That pisses me off. Some people don't mind. Some people don't attack my weight. That, we're all in these different levels of beliefs and understandings of everything. When somebody like you shares that with me, I believe you. And I don't only believe you, I believe that there's a lot to this physical world that we don't understand in other dimensions. And some of us put our 2 feet on the other side. Some of us stick our noses on the other side. And when we come back and we try to share the story, we'll get ridiculed. But that's part of the beautiful secret. That's how the angels, spirits, ghosts, demons, entities can keep everything hidden. You will be mocked and ridiculed. But it's not because of it comes from you inside. It was pushed into the minds of 8 billion people. MK Ultra, DARPA, the mind controls that went on way back when Helm, right? Remember CIA boss, right? Richard Helms, was it Richard Helms or Helms, who destroyed 30,000 documents and files from LK Ultra as they were lobotomizing. Anyways, doing experimentation, let's say, on a living organism. That's what they were doing. Thanks for sharing that, man. And thanks for the generous contribution. Interstellar space, I'm going to have to get off here. Jenny says, interstellar space travel at faster than light speed is impossible without a wormhole, which might be fantasy land. Maybe not. You'll hit a rock and explode. Ancients described rocket tech anyways: fire, smoke, and noise. The same way they describe God. Bronzed feet, like in a furnace, smokes, fire, brightness. Interesting. And I'll tell you what, that's Jenny, very good one that you brought up. So the South Pole base is where they're doing quantum communication. Quantum communication is a must if they're going anywhere past the moon, probably maybe even the moon. And then if you're traveling at fast speeds, bending space and time, no way in hell are we at that technology where they're going to be able to send a message, an email, and you're going to be able to get buzz while you're in warp speed. And when, Captain Kirk is driving across the universe. But I'm telling you, fast time travel, they are easily enough being able to send objects and items into interstellar space and send them back. Elon Musk sent a car up there. Was stupid, you say? Maybe the ideal was to send the car there to have it come back. Maybe in 100 years, we're going to say, oh, look, a car is coming into the atmosphere. Wormholes, which is still speculation even today. The problem is that the CIA got caught doing wormhole experimentation. That is a serious problem. They're going around black holes, and those black holes are allowing them to go back into the past. But get this, they're not going into the past very far. They're going into the past at the beginning of their day. The same way we would possibly not be able to go back into the past and change the past. We're not there yet as a type of civilization. Type 1, type 2, type 3, I don't know anymore where humans are at. The public we were left in the dark. We're primitive. Okay. It's like, the elites are not like, they're using very advanced technologies. But the problem is the extraterrestrial aliens are going to bite off their heads and rip their nuts off because they're using the alien technology to suppress humans and to explore worlds where they're not welcome at. So we will see the loss of lives of astronauts, many of them, and they're going to be warded off the moon again. That's if they get a chance to go. They have to make moon concrete. They have to make the first moon base, they say. The first moon base. I wonder which one they're going to move into. Possibly the one that I filmed 1,000 years ago, sinus iridum structure. Ladies and gents, thanks a lot for being here. I am going to have to get off. Thanks for your generous contributions. Metaphysical Mike, thanks for opening up, you guys. Leah, everyone. Anika, again, I forgot to thank Anika. I'm sorry, Anika. Love you so much. Thank you, Anika, for generous contributions. That wasn't very nice of me. For those that I missed, I greatly apologize because I really appreciate the contributions and helps, guys. If you're here, it's a beautiful contribution to the channel. I think the aliens, our ancestors or cousins from Sirius, visit when the Sirius system is close enough from their slingshot around planets with rockets. When HFTF, Sirius is closest, they leave because they come by once in a while. That's like Orion and Mars. Yes, Orion. Venus and Mars are leaving in the night sky now, and they're going to disappear more and more. And they're traveling around all the time. We're never in the same region. That's why they want to make a base. Talk about that base, You want to make a base in space. Bases in space on an asteroid or meteor that goes around Earth once every 365 days. Because they could literally travel to Mars, Neptune, and everything and come back, right? In their elliptical orbit around the sun, depending on how far they throw themselves. Because that's the new thing, right? They never did land on the moon because they would have had to have done what they're doing now, right? Leave, go around Earth for 24 hours, and then slowly bounce themselves out of the atmosphere of Earth. You have to bounce yourself out. Literal slingshot outwards. Because why? Because there's no way of getting out, right? The firmament, right? Like we're stuck in a ball. That's what we are. As a matter of fact, is Earth see-through and we're stuck on the inside of a planet? All that black that we see around us and blue around us could be the outer planet. And inside of planet Earth, we could have a sun and stars and planets. What would that mean? That would mean that we are extremely small. So I used to be afraid of people being able to locate us in space, but not anymore. If you leave Earth, do you think you're going to see it very well? Okay, I'll tell you something even funnier before I get off here. When you go up for the first time in an airplane and you're only up 6,000 feet and you can't see the airport anymore and you can't see people, houses, or anything, and you can't orient yourself, imagine how hard it would be to see the people on Earth from another dimension. That'll open your mind a little bit. How the ones that are surveying us, the ones that are watching us here, might be a lot closer than we think. They might be right here on Earth. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming by. I'll be back on in a couple of hours. It's 3:30. I'll be back on at 8 o'clock to talk about some more updates in the news and to see what's new with the UFO news. There's going to be some more news this afternoon. There's going to be some denials, going to be some more whistleblowers are going to come out. So we'll have to be watching News Nation for that. Why? Because News Nation is the one that has exclusivity on it. Never mind whether they're truthful or not. So far, they make stories and they tell us like a part of the truth, and then they give their own opinions. You have one that believes in the aliens, a pretty and kind black lady, and then you have the pale white guy on the other side who does the act of not believing in aliens, and they discuss. But aside from that, they're still showing the truth out there. So be prepared, guys and gals. More whistleblowers on their way. I am off, rush to do an errand, and I will be back in a bit to answer comments. Please check out the last video if you haven't yet. I updated exactly what we're talking about here about the news, and I show a little bit of my research at the same time on the moon. That's 30,000 years old, apparently, because I'm an old soul. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you very soon. Thanks for the help, everyone.